The day I killed James, I was sitting in the back of that highway patrol car with the door open. And the guy had his boot up on the back seat, writing on a clipboard on his knee, writing out a report. I thought he was going to take me in, but he never did. I read the report upside down. It listed me as the person who reported him missing. In the space marked relationship, it said, friend. It said I was James's friend, which I suppose was a euphemistic way of saying we were hooked up with each other, that kind of modern lumping together of a guy and a girl. It manifests into all kinds of sick, impermanent shapes, this new category. But was I James's friend? I bet he thought so. I bet he trusted me to be at least that much. Today a guy tried to pick me up in a bookstore. Are you ready for that? I was actually saying that out loud, in fact, later on the way home. Are you ready for that? I shaved my head. I've lost almost 20 pounds. I wear truckloads of loose clothing. I mean, what do I have to do? Buy you a cappuccino? He asked when he caught my attention. I looked at him like a kestrel might. We're small, kestrels and me, but we can be formidable. Do you love life? I asked. He smiled, looked confused for a moment. I suppose he thought it was part of a dating questionnaire, like, do you enjoy sharing hot chocolate and long walks on the beach at sunset? I do, he said. I love life. Then run. He didn't exactly, but he did go away. Today I hitchhiked up the coast. I've been hitchhiking a lot lately. I've been tempting fate to see if it wants to hurt me. Like walking down a dark street in a bad neighborhood with a bulging purse and a Rolex. Like, here I am, hurt me. Nothing went wrong. I got off about a mile south of the scene, even though the guy I rode up with could have driven me right to it. You can't miss the spot now because I put up a roadside cross with a wreath. Rainy season may take its toll, but it won't be rainy season again for nearly a year. I slept on a little patch of cold dirt on the hillside of the road. Had the dream again. Roaring at that cliff, doing about 60 with the engine noise in my ears, and then I shoot off over the edge and everything goes silent. The bike just falls away, just hanging there in the sky in the dark. Even though I don't suppose the engine would stall, really, just because the ground fell away. I figure he heard it all the way down, fell with it. But in the dream, all went silent in the dark, and I did not immediately fall. Like a cartoon character who has to notice first. Notice that the ground is gone before gravity becomes the law. The fall was sudden, and I jolted awake. I rediscovered myself by the side of the cold road within walking distance of nothing. I'm never sure if the person in the dream is James or me. The moon was a crescent setting over the water, yellowish and indistinct. I wanted James to be somewhere near, but I couldn't feel him. But see, I was still wanting him to do for me. That's how selfish I know I am. A car came around the curve, stopped, cut its lights, and two guys got out. I felt it in my stomach. I had asked for this. Too late to unask for it now. They weren't much older than me, maybe 20. They stood over me. You okay? Sure. Don't see a car. You got a car? Not close. Need a ride? No, I'm okay here. They looked at each other in the dark. Good Samaritans. The universe just will not do it to me. They sat down, one on either side. You sure you're okay? I started to cry. That's embarrassing. I hate that. I don't even like to cry when I'm alone. That's a bad deal all the way around. One of them put an arm around my shoulder. I told them everything. I confessed. They drove me to San Simeon where I could make a phone call, figure my way home. I had money and my father's credit card, which no one had the good grace to steal from me. Just as I was waving goodbye to them, the driver leaned out the window. He said, you know, I've had girls do me worse than that. I assume he was trying to be helpful. But it's like saying people fire guns at other people all the time, and lots of their intended targets are still alive. Still, if you hit someone, you're responsible. Maybe I'm too good an aim.